Welcome to Rose Little Gaming, a channel where I bring you both education and entertainment in all things Apex Legends. I am your host Owen, also known as Rose Little, and in today we'll be covering the Season 15 guide to Revenant. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'll be talking about everything that has to do with Revenant, from his abilities to his playstyle to the team comp to his best weapons and all other additional tips and tricks I can give you with them. So yeah, starting off with his playstyle. Revenant should be played like a flanking legend. Should use his abilities to gain height over the enemy in positions that the enemy won't be able to notice you from, and his crouch walk to maneuver from cover to cover without the enemy noticing you, only for you to come from behind and punish them. So when you shoot your weapon, you need to shoot it in an angle that the enemy is not expecting each and every time. Now for his passive Stalker, crouch walk faster and climb higher. There's nothing much I can say about this except for what I've said before, which is just gain height in positions that the enemy is not aware of and use his crouch walk to maneuver from angle to angle without the enemy noticing you. And that's it. And moving towards his tactical, throw a device that deals damage and also disables enemy abilities for 10 seconds. Now I love this ability, and other streamers also say that this is one of the best abilities in the game. To be able to disable an Octane, Valkyrie or even Wraith is so satisfying in this game. I cannot stress that enough. Now this ability can be used offensively by throwing it onto enemies, or defensively by throwing it onto doorways, so that when enemies pass through you'll be notified with a damage mark, and also they'll hesitate to go through because who wants to be damaged and if the ability is taken. So yeah, this ability does a great job at blocking the enemy vision, so you can also throw it in front of you when you're healing or when you're reviving your teammate. For his ultimate dead totem, drop a totem that protects users from getting killed. Instead of getting killed or downed, you'll be sent back to your totem. Now this is where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes with Revenant. Using this totem can be the difference between you being a noob or a pro with them. So things are about to get tactical as I explain. Grab a pen and paper. Usually the first mistake I see with Revenant mains when they use this ability is that they place it quite a distance away. You need to realize you only have 25 seconds and 100 HP. You don't have time to waste putting it at long distances. If you have a movement legend such as an Octane, Wraith or one of those legends on your team, then placing it at a far distance is okay. But if you don't have one, then placing it as close as possible is the best option for you. Usually what I like to do is I gain this playstyle from the best Revenant player out there, Revengeful. He's the one that inspired me to play him like this. He plays him very aggressively. What he does is he shoots the enemy in close range, hides behind the door, pops down the ult, activates it, and then continues on to fight. I found this very effective as you'll be so close to the enemy team that even if it's an Octane, they won't be able to run away. And also placing it at the beginning of a fight is not something that I much really recommend. You can, and which it's an effective way of using it, but usually what I like to do is first I get a knock or destroy the enemy shields, then that'll be the green light for me to activate it, as I'll have a major advantage when I use it. And when I use it, sometimes you'll be sent back. You only have 100 HP, so there's not really much you can do, but in that time span, if you did a lot of damage and you are sent back to your totem, you need to keep on pushing. Do not wait around to heal. You need to keep on pushing. The totem is there to apply a lot of pressure, so you need to just keep on pushing the enemy. Don't allow them any time to heal or reset. That is, of course, if you used your totem when you had full shields and full health. If you used your totem when you didn't have any shields, then I advise you to heal. Unless, of course, you're a risky player and you really want to bet it all, then I fully support you 100%. Before we move on, I want to clarify that all the information that I got from this video is based on my experiences and also the top streamers that I watch, alongside all the research that I've done on the character to just make sure that I know what I'm talking about, and my experiences align with all the other pros, so I know what I'm talking about. And now let's talk about Revenant's favorite weapons, the weapons that you need to be using to use Revenant effectively. With Revenant, you'd wanna be using close range weapons with a fast time to kill. This is so that it benefits his ultimate greatly. Usually I like to run the R301 and PK combo. Sometimes I can go with the flatline and a PK, but mostly it's catered around close range weapons with a fast time to kill. Vault SMGs are one of my favorites as well, and the R99 is also very good. Basically you wanna be running weapons with a very fast time to kill, so go for the SMGs, the shotguns, and as a secondary go for something like an R301 or a flatline. Now for the team comp. For the team comp, I recommend you have a movement and a defensive legend on your team. The movement legend should be there in order to make sure that when you do activate your dead totem, you're able to get to the enemy quicker. The defensive legend should be there in order to make sure that when you do return to your totem, you return safely, and that during the time that it was active and you were using it, no team was able to come from behind and use it against you or destroy it and leave you stranded. Now for movement legends, I suggest you pair up with Wraith, Octane and Pathfinder. I also recommend Wraith and Octane rather than Pathfinder because Pathfinder's zip rail goes in a straight line, which is easy to target. Now unusually, I also recommend that you pair up with a Bloodhound. That way the scans can give you information on the enemy position, so you don't have to spend time looking for the enemy. Now for defensive legends, I suggest you use Watson and Caustic. Those two are great for holding down buildings and they can make excellent protection for your dead totem. Now Revenant is a low tier legend in the meta, but that doesn't mean that you cannot be successful with him. A lot of people, including myself, have been successful with him. I was able to reach Diamond solo queuing with Revenant alone. And the number one Revenant is an Apex Pred Revengeful who has been the bane of a lot of streamers, and they really admire his skill and talent with Revenant. Now the big problem about Revenant that people are complaining about is his ultimate. His ultimate signals the enemy where you are and that you're using his ultimate, so they have plenty of time to run away. That given, you need a movement legend on your team in order to help you cross those long distances before the enemy actually can escape. And a lot of people find that very annoying that you need another legend on the team just to make that other legend more effective. Do you think it's fair that a legend requires another legend to become relevant or even meta? Or do you believe that that's how the game should be played? Abilities should be complementary to one another and improve the team overall. Let me know in the comments down below. We were supposed to get a Revenant rework, although it was not confirmed. The devs did confirm that they were working on a rework on him, but they didn't confirm the date. So people speculated that it would be season 15, but unfortunately it didn't arrive. So a lot of people have been quite upset. I myself have been very disappointed. But regardless, they have confirmed that they're working on a rework for him. So fingers crossed that it comes very soon, or even within the next update split 2 or in the next collection event. So we'll see as time goes on. But yeah, that's it for me for today. Thanks for watching. Like if you like this video and you find it very informational, and subscribe in order to not miss any more content.